He's real talented. That's the first thing I've seen from him. The arm talent is off the charts. He's real natural. He's going to be real good. I want to see him in action. My first impression, he's going to be a real good player.
The Saints are now in position to pull a move off that could potentially change the franchise for years to come. After their game against the Cowboys, I thought that they were headed in the right direction and that Derrick Carr was on his own redemption journey. However, we will come to find out that this team is good, but the Cowboys are just that bad. The Saints will go on to have a string of bad luck and, unfortunately for them, lose games that were very much winnable. A 15-12 loss to the Eagles, a 24-26 loss to the Falcons, and a 13-26 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you watched that game, it was a lot closer than the score would let on. There were some missed opportunities that would have made that game closer and would have gave the Saints some momentum, but they didn't cash in when they needed to. So what's the next move for the Saints? Derrick Carr has an injury, so now
moving on to Tampa, excited about the opportunity. I'm sure you guys are all going to be wondering who's going to be the quarterback. Spencer Rattler will be the quarterback for this game. We talked a lot as a staff about what we felt like was the best thing for us and give us the best chance to win the game.
But stay with me now. Is this a move that the people want? Let's check it out. This can be huge for our franchise if it pans out. At a young age, Rattler has been through the fire. It was destined for him to be here. 18, let's ride. It's officially Spencer Rattler's season. Would rather sit and watch a rook try and figure it out than a 11-year vet still make rookie mistakes. Who that baby? Poor kid. O-line will crumble on top of him. Hopefully he can scramble. If he loses both games, fans will turn on him and he will become a career backup, which is potentially true. We will say that. We have seen it time and time again. And this last comment right here says, given the O-line is garbage, might as well start the fastest QB who can run for his life. Now, I was thinking, is the offensive line that bad? So you know why I had to go. Pro Football Focus. And it says right here, the New Orleans Saints have the 21st ranked offensive line. And what I love about Pro Football Focus is that they give a little context to why they have them ranked where they do. The New Orleans front five is getting a lot of help. First-year play caller Clint Kubiak, who brought modern offensive concepts like play action and pre-snap motion to the Saints playbook, making life easier on rookie left tackle Talise Fuaga. However, the Saints O-line has struggled since its dominant 2-0 start. Pro Bowl center Eric McCoy suffered a groin injury in week 3, and surgery requires a 6 to 8 week absence. Lucas, Shane, and Connor, who played 24 snaps at center on Monday Night Football, probably aren't NFL caliber starters. What the fans are saying is true. The offensive line right now is struggling, and it is evident with the eye test and as well with the numbers. But what exactly does that mean for Spencer Rattler? And what about him as a person and his background? A lot of people may not understand or may not even know the college football background of Spencer Rattler. So I'm going to give you guys a quick and fast summary, the SparkNotes version of that story. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Comment your thoughts down below on Spencer Rattler and how excited or not excited are you about the move of his start on Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And with that, let's get into this video. Okay, Spencer Rattler is a guy who was supposed to be the next great quarterback before he had some hiccups in college. Because what many people do not realize is that Spencer Rattler was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, the 15th ranked recruit in the nation, the #1 quarterback in the state of Arizona, and the #1 quarterback in the entire nation at that time, according to On3. He would commit to the University of Oklahoma, where in his first year starting there, he would put up decent numbers: 3,031 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions in a system that was made for QBs to succeed. Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield all succeeded in this system and either won the Heisman or had Heisman-like seasons. Spencer, on the other hand, did not come close to that. Had a decent season, but nothing close to where people thought he would be. A lot of this, though, was due to the fact that it was a COVID year when he stepped in and started to play a lot, and they played 3 less games. But the following year, a lot of people believed that he would take that next step. But I'm pretty sure you have heard of this man right here, Caleb Williams.
He's got such a bright future. I know the Lincoln and the staff, they're very high on what he can do.
He would replace Spencer Rattler as the starting quarterback at Oklahoma on October 9, 2021, during the second quarter of the Red River rivalry. It's hard to say that. Try saying that fast. But anyway, during the Oklahoma and Texas game, Caleb Williams would lead the Sooners to a 21-point comeback win. And after that, he did not give that starting QB spot up. Spencer would then transfer to South Carolina Carolina, where he had 2 decent seasons. Nothing crazy, but respectable. Either way, though, those numbers are nowhere near close to the Heisman level prospect he was supposed to be at the University of Oklahoma. Albeit he does have every single physical talent that is needed to play the quarterback position, does he have the mentality of an NFL quarterback? And can he become more consistent with his decision making? We will soon find this out because he has been named the starter for the Saints this up and coming Sunday. Will he be better than Derrick Carr in this system? I'm not sure, but I think the Saints want to find out what they have in Spencer Rattler because there are some good quarterbacks coming up in this up and coming draft. And in order to avoid a rotating quarterback carousel, and you add the fact that Derrick Carr has his oblique injury, this is the perfect time to find out if Spencer Rattler can show flashes of what he was projected to be in college. So why wait any longer? Because after this hot start from Derrick Carr, he will go on to have 142 passing yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception on 56% completion against the Eagles, 239 passing yards, no touchdowns and 1 interception against the Falcons, and against the Chiefs he only had 165 passing yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns, but then he added another interception. And on the season he has 989 passing yards, 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, ranking 19th in passing yards, tied 8th in touchdowns, and 10th in QBR, which is not bad by any means, but at the same time, he has not been playing great. Derrick Carr has always been an okay quarterback, great at times and bad at times. He reminds me of Alex Smith due to the fact that teams always want just a little bit more from quarterbacks like that, but at the same time, they are content with them because they will win you some games. But with all of that being said, Spencer Rattler is coming into a pretty good situation minus the offensive line because you have a Chris Olave there. You have a Rashid Shaheed there at the wide receiver spots. We know what Alvin Kamara brings to the table. The defense is solid, not great, but they're solid. Sometimes they can gamble, sometimes they can do some things that make you scratch your head, but it's not a horrible defense. The main issue with the Saints have been closing out games and being more consistent with their play because they have the potential there to be very, very good as we saw, but do they have what it takes to put it all together? But given the issues with the O-line and the fact that Derrick Carr isn't that mobile, Spencer is not a speed demon by any means, but at the same time, he can move a lot better than Derrick Carr. And the next guy in line is Jake Haener, who they drafted just a year ago, and I assume they know what they have in Jake, and they want to give the rookie a better look. And I will say this though, this will be a tall task against a really good Bucs team who is coming off of a heartbreaking, and when I say heartbreaking, I mean a devastating loss to the Falcons, and are looking for some get back. So for the Saints, it's not necessarily about getting a win. It's about seeing if Spencer Rattler can make some plays. And if you get a win in the process, that is the icing on the cake. I'm actually more interested to see his matchup against Bo Nix in week 2 against that Broncos defense. That defense, if he can do anything against that defense, the Saints might just have something. Assuming that he is still starting the following week, lest they try to throw a healthy Derrick Carr back in the mix. But I'm not exactly sure what the future is going to hold for our guy Spencer Rattler. But either way, this is one of the more intriguing storylines in the NFL right now, depending on how things transpire. But what do you think? Leave a like in your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.